Nintendo testers have finally broke their silence today regarding the workplace environment. Before we get into that news and more, first I would like to just ask you to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it or found it informative in order to support the channel. That will be greatly appreciated. Let's get right into it. This is another episode of the Daily Gaming Report. Hey, what's up guys, OP Gamer here. And the first news of the day is sadly some really bad news regarding Nintendo of America. Former employees and even current employees said that the environment in Nintendo of America, specifically towards contracted testers, and to be even more specific, they're saying that it is mostly female testers. Okay, so to get into it and explain what happened, there was a really great report by SVG. They say that despite the company having a no-touch policy, essentially forbidding public displays of affection between employees, it was rarely enforced and full-timers used contracted testers as a dating pool because testers felt that growth in the company could only come from knowing the right people. Many just went along with it. In one extreme instance, a tester claimed she was stalked by an employee that later threatened to get her fired if she reported his persistent behavior. Some women were also harassed for their sexuality. Hannah was subject to regular advances from male employees who claimed she was just playing hard to get. One career tester who was dating another female tester at the time said she was warned for violating the no-touch policy because the two regularly held hands. I mean, this has Activision Blizzard written all over it. The news just broke out and a lot of publications are reporting on it, and it's really just not looking good for Nintendo. I hope that Nintendo can soon apologize for this publicly and make a statement about it, because I feel like that's the only way to make people a little more calmer. Now obviously the people that endured this, I don't think an apology is enough. This has been happening too many times to too many big companies, and something needs to change. If you disagree with what they're doing, please go on social media and voice your opinions out there, because history tells us that backlash can most of the time lead to changes if done right and if it is big enough. Alright, so moving to another topic that's hopefully positive for some. If you're a fan of Death Stranding and you would like to play the game on PC, or you never played it before but want to, and if you're subscribed to Gamepass, well then it looks like Death Stranding Director's Cut is coming to PC Game Pass very soon. Because the Xbox Twitter account recently tweeted, "Sometimes we just like a good landscape picture. #new profile pic." They changed their profile picture to what obviously looks like a Death Stranding in-game shot. If you played Death Stranding before, you would instantly recognize this environment. It looks exactly like the game. You can even see the zip lines and the building in the background. It is 100% Death Stranding, and a lot of people are speculating, is Death Stranding coming to Xbox? Death Stranding is owned by Sony. 505 Games published the game, but Sony still owns the rights for Death Stranding. Now, could it come to Xbox? Yes, there is a possibility. Sony could greenlight that. The problem is, I don't think they will. I think this is just a tease that Death Stranding is coming to Xbox Game Pass for PC, not necessarily for the consoles. Because Death Stranding is already on PC, but you just have to buy it. Now that it's coming to Xbox Game Pass, obviously it will be much cheaper to get into the game. If you didn't play Death Stranding before, I really recommend trying it out. It's not for everybody, but it is one of my favorite games of all time. I have never spent so much time on a single player game before. It is one of those games that I keep re-downloading and just playing. Just being in that environment feels so different from any other game. A lot of people call it a walking sim or boring, but if you finish the game, you truly understand how wrong that statement is. I mean, by the end of the game, you're using rocket launchers, you're using like 30 different weapons. And spoiler alert, you're traveling, you're using zip lines, hoverboarding, different cars, exoskeleton suits. The game basically turns into Metal Gear Solid 5 at the end. If you want the game to have action at the end, then you can do that. You can just go infiltrate many people and shoot a lot of people. The environment, the music in this game is seriously top notch. So if you have Xbox Game Pass and you want to play the game on PC, well, it looks like Death Stranding Director's Cut may be coming to Xbox Game Pass very soon. The final news of the day, do you guys remember Astro's Playroom? The free game on PS5. If you got a PS5, I think over 90% of you tried it out because it's pre-installed on the system and it's really good. It reviewed well and I absolutely love the game. It's easy to platinum, easy to play, and most importantly, very fun to play. It utilizes every feature of the PS5, maybe not to its fullest, but definitely enough to impress many. While the developers recently said that they want to make their games feel like they're made in Japan and that their next game will be the biggest one to date. as reported by PlayStation Lifestyle, a new Team Asobi game have been revealed by the developer, with its next project described as a full-blown commercial title, given that it will also follow in the footsteps of the games it has done before. Team Asobi hints that this could be the giant Astro adventure that we all want on PlayStation consoles after Astro's Playroom. Whatever the studio's next game is, it has stocked up a lot of goodwill from PS5 owners and Sony for creating a great platformer out of what might have been just a free tech demo. And they also go on to say that they will be doing the same thing they did with Astro's Playroom. They will really utilize the DualSense and generally the PS5 console, as well as headsets and possibly even the motion sensors or VR headsets. The more time goes on, the more I fall in love with this team. Team Asobi really proved to be a developer that is capable of making really good and fun games, and also as importantly, polished games as well. They're also planning to expand their employees from 60 to 100 people. What's also interesting is that they mention, quote, "We are one of the first people to get our hands onto prototypes. Even the DualSense, at the time we got it, it didn't look anything like it does now. It was a massive controller with the boards and cables sticking out. But the features, the adaptive triggers, the haptic feedback, it was there. So we experimented with it." Now after reading this, I can't help but think that they could be hinting at a new prototype that Sony gave them. Or they could be just talking about the upcoming PSVR. Now do I think they will make a PSVR game? It's totally possible, but I don't think so. I think they might use the PS Move controllers or the new PlayStation VR controllers in some way, and their games could support PSVR, but I think they will mainly focus on a third-person adventure game like Astro's Playroom. It was so successful and so many people downloaded it and loved it. I don't think it's a good idea for them to go straight into VR after a huge success like that. Let me know what you think. Are you excited for this future game made by the same people who made Astro's Playroom? And what do you hope they will make? That is all the news for today. If you enjoyed this episode, again please do leave a like on this video if you found it helpful or informative. It will take you a second and it will help me make more content like this. Subscribe to the channel for your daily gaming news, and don't forget to hit the bell notification icon to never miss any future uploads. That's all from me now. I'll catch you next time.